Okay, I got you now.
All right, baby. We're rolling. Right now, I'm gonna send you a clip of us jamming at what was that place called in Whittier? That the art.
Oh, Zocalo? No, not Zocalo. Yeah, that was Gio there. That one there.
No, 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 no. No, in Whittier.
Oh, I see. The Whittier, what was that place? Furniture's. No, the art place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pottery, the pottery, the Mexican.
Uh, Bésame, Mamá, right? Let me see.
Yeah, besa mi mamá.
And you said you have speakers. You have a. Can you, I think you can connect your laptop to that speaker now.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, so you can hear this.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I
Oh,
mean,
I'll see here.
I'm gonna have
Woo, we got some. Huh?
Alejandro. Yeah, we got a lot. We have a lot of video clips on YouTube. I haven't released
Yeah.
them all. I haven't really released them all yet.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but you as a percussionist and your body of work, I mean, over the years should, be documented
Wow.
from,
Yeah.
from
That's why not?
from
Right.
when we started, right? And
Gee, that's about
I
18
still have
years, huh?
I still yeah I still have that video from the Baja Cantina. Check your email, bro. From the Baja
From the
Cantina
back.
that your relative gave to me or gave to us.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Woo.
All right, so check it out, and maybe I'll put a clip of what we're talking about.
Pésame mucho. Yeah.
Alejandro and I had a group called Hybrid Rumba.
There
That's
you
it.
go. I see it
Nah,
now.
Hybrid Rumba. Yeah, why don't you play a little bit and put the volume up? There you are. You see it?
I see it.
You see yourself jamming? All right.
Yeah. Ah, that's really neat, man. That's for people organic, huh?
Yeah, and you got a little pregón in there. You see, go a little further down where your pregón is.
Yeah.
I think you start rapping.
At some point, huh?
Yeah, we did a little jam earlier right now. Something similar to this.
Okay.
Hey. Yeah, man. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. All right. So that's what it is, man. That's the jam right there.
That's it. Oh, I got you. You know what I like about it? It's organic, very organic.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And if I've seen a lot of videos, some videos, and I like the organic stuff pretty good.
Hmm.
It has a different flavor, you know what I mean? Than
Yeah.
just the pro orchestra. Very organic. It has its own. That sounds good, man. I
Right.
hadn't heard that one in a while. Got it.
Wow. Who is that?
Woo! Who are those guys, man? Where can I get a?
A
Where can
hat,
I get those guys?
t-shirt.
Yeah.
Man.
Look at those Joaquin, man. Shoot. Huh? Wow.
Wait, dude. We must have been pretty
It was
buzzed,
good.
huh?
Yeah. Hey, that's what people like anyway, right?
Uh, manos de qué? Manos de cuero.
Manos duras.
Yeah. Manos.
I like it.
Okay, so that's the track, right?
Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's a track. Yeah, I got it, man.
Okay, so
Oh, that was it.
wow.
Okay. All right. So what do you want to do now? That was good.
So what?
I think that's a hit.
Okay. You know me, dude.
I would have liked though, but
Mira,
when I was playing, I would have enjoyed if I would have heard the whole track. It would have for me. I would have got a little bit more.
no, I just needed
Can't
to.
do it though, huh?
Well,
Oh,
sometimes
you need the
when you're recording, see, es diferente.
yeah.
That's live. That's
Oh, oh, that's live. Yeah, I
that's
see what
live.
you're
Es
saying.
diferente, bro. When you're in the studio or you're laying down foundation,
That's what we're doing now. Yeah.
we're laying down
Ah,
exactly. So drums and bass, el bajo, el percusión,
got
right?
it.
Right. That's
Yeah,
so.
I get you.
You're very experienced with Latin music,
Yeah,
and uh, the name of the group was Hybrid Rumba.
hybrid rumba.
So hybrid, obviously, it's kind of like another word for fusion, right? Kind of another word for fusion,
Right.
right? So I think fusion is kind of like was a genre, like
Genre. Yeah.
world music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reggae, right? Right. Reggae got put into world music, and
Yeah. Yeah.
smooth jazz is like
Yeah.
people debate that, right? So when it's organic, like you said, and hybrid is a combination of probably more than one thing. That's kind of the Latino community musicians. They don't like that, do they? They don't like their music crossed over, right? Blended like cumbia and salsa, merengue. They don't like it blended, right?
Yeah. What happens is each particular country they have their own música, and so for the most part, when you're dancing in here, you're used to following that particular current. But you have people who try to blend stuff together, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But people still like well, depends on the generation. A lot of like reggaeton, right? Reggaeton was a mixture of reggae, rap, a little bit of R&B. But that's the young generation. But my generation, man, we still like we still like the authentic music. But I like the reggaeton too. But I prefer of course, the authentic.
What was it that we just played? I call it a cha cha, but it's like that is like it's a combination of things, right? A mambo, or is it like it's a combination of things. It's not like
Yeah.
salsa, right? Is it Cuban? Is it Puerto Rican? I mean, what is it? Is it Is it like Americanized? Is the cha cha an Americanized version of a certain type of dance? What is it? Or I just call it cha cha, and I play at the restaurant
Right.
cha chas. So that's like
Cha-chas. Yeah, right.
that's a commercial term, cha cha cha, right?
Right.
It's a commercial.
Right.
Do the
Right.
dance, the cha cha cha, right? So it's a
Right.
commercialized term. So I've always wondered where it came from.
Well, cha-cha-cha, as I recall, in the earlier years, it was a dance, and the music collaborated with the dance, and then from there you have a new sound, cha-cha-cha, same thing like a wawancon, rumba or merengue. These are all like, I think a lot of them were local sounds that then became mainstream within the Latin world. And then as they got recorded and people traveled to play, and people picked up on it, and then they got more popularized, and the way they got institutionalized And then you have interpreters who took maybe a real basic sound of cha-cha and then they embellished it and made it a little bit more, as you might say, spicier or speeded up the tempo or
So is it
added a
something
few
slowed
other
down?
instruments.
Is it slowed down? Is it another form of music but slowed down? Is it like salsa but slowed down or something? Or
No, it's its own unique sound. Uh, cha cha cha. Whoever, wherever it originated, I'm not sure. I think Cuba is probably the uh, the essence of a lot of the Latin music because there you have the African and the European with the horns and then the percussion and what have you, and then the voices in Spanish. But that was one particular style of music that I would have to look up the history, but I'm sure that it originated maybe it have been in a town or community or by a group of musicians. Just like you have merengue in Santo Domingo, uh, bachata, uh, different sounds are generated by different, you might say in this case, localities, whether Santo Domingo, Puerto Rico, whether reggae in Jamaica, uh, Colombia, Panama, or Brazil. Each particular community has its way of
what?
expression,
Okay.
celebrating.
Oye como va. Is that a
Yeah.
cha-cha? Santana.
Oh yeah, como va.
No,
Now, now
that
Santana.
was Tito Puente, right? Santana took it from
Yeah.
Tito Puente, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah. You know, that was a sound that Tito Puente. And you would say, yeah, that's a real. He didn't call it. It's interesting. Tito says this is not salsa. This is Latin jazz. Uh, you know, uh, and then Carlos came in. He liked the song, took the song, and put rock into it. The guitar, and blew it up. And his interpretation of that particular song, he liked a lot of Tito Puente stuff. He also liked some other things from Africa in different places. So it just depends on your creation and your interpretation of a song that you like. And then he put it together and it was presented and it hit.
That was
hit. In fact, Tito said,
I'm gonna look at what year that came out. I'm gonna look at what year that was off the Abraxton
"Oye, ¿cómo
album,
va?"
right? Yeah, the Abraxton
Yeah.
album, right?
Wow, that was like in 69 or 68, 69, 70. I think it was. Dun, 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 dun. Now it's really interesting because Tito says that he plays
70
for Bailador. 70, right? 70.
off the
So
Abraxas album.
Abraxas album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop.
Very popular song
It's
even
under
today. I mean,
it's under pop. It's funny you say popular song. I just said pop. It's under pop, the genre.
Pop genre.
Was that pop music back then?
The thing is, it's hard to categorize this music because it's something that's unique. As we said before, organic. It comes from someone's interpretation of something that either somebody else created or they created themselves.
Mambo.
It's a product that came out.
Mambo Birdland.
Mambo Berlin, yeah, that's remember he's in New York.
Tito Puente, right?
Berlin was a jazz club in Greenwich Village, I think. It's called Berlin.
Yeah, Mambo
Berlin.
So
he played a lot of mambo there, and so he coined it Mambo Berlin.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's like so
in a way,
it's just like a hybrid rumba.
Rumba, right.
Again. what is it? You could do a lecture on it. People say, well, what is that hybrid rumba? You know, and why do you spell it with RH? Why not RUMBA?
It is our it is our
Rumba.
it is our UMBA.
Yeah, you see.
The way I have it
But
spelled, but
so
some people spell it with an H. You're right. A lot of people spell it with an H.
yeah,
RH. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, RH.
I don't know.
And so I just think music has evolves, evolves, sounds evolve, and people interpret it, and of course people love music because they dance to it, they celebrate with it.
Where
Uh,
if you can pinpoint maybe an album, I think maybe we already touched about it. An album, or can you pinpoint maybe if it was in the, like they say, right, the Latin explosion, right? And like, I mean, I'm not talking about like I Love Lucy and Desi Arnaz. I mean, yes, it brought it to the mainstream, right? But then Cuba had the revolution, and then it kind of like, wasn't as popular anymore, right?
mhm.
But then, like, I think, yeah, I think something like the I Love Lucy show really commercialized it and brought it into the home of everybody, every American's home, right?
Right.
Right.
I
And
Love
then,
Lucy, right.
right. And then do you remember something after that? Like it kind of like, I don't, I don't see anything kind of like until maybe the resurgence of Latin music, kind of like with Santana and, in the
Hmm.
late 60s. I don't really see anything out. I would do. I might be missing a whole chunk there between the
Hmm.
50s and the 70s.
Right.
Maybe that was all the Fania All Stars and all that stuff, right? That was like a
Right. A
big
big
from
era, yeah.
From New York, right? Now that was 70s though, right?
Yeah, 60s, late 60s, 70s, started going to 80s. That's the Palladium, they say Palladium days, where
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these groups played in those settings, uh, in the U.S. And throughout the world. Europe, uh, salsa hit real big in Europe, in Africa, and because people like the sound and they like to dance. But no, there were groups. There was the sound was going on, was existed, but it hadn't been discovered in a way in the U.S. U.S. being the gateway to the recordings and you know monetary reward for it
Mm-hmm.
because the U.S. is a pretty resourceful country financially, economically, whereas our country there's groups in Latin America that you never hear of, but they're huge, they're popular, and their communities in their country, but they don't they don't come this far
Right, of
because
course, of course.
you know
No
there's
crossover.
so much music, no crowd. There's so much music in the U.S. that it's very difficult to incorporate everything. And here is everything categorized, It's like right now they say salsa is not as popular in the US as it used to be. Our generation, we took it in. The young people want to hear reggaeton. But it varies. Everybody
Bachata.
bachata, yeah, but if you're a dancer, you're gonna like all music that moves you, that grooves you. Of course, some people have favorite music, but I consider myself a dancer. I like all kinds of music that move me, that groove me. Uh, Everybody's a little different, but each particular country, each particular community has its own expression of sound that they enjoy. And the beauty is that through now recordings and the internet, people can hear stuff from all over the place and uh, and enjoy it.
Yeah, but there's quite a number of people out there that are like, they're not like you. They're not like, I love
Right,
everything.
right,
I love
right.
people. They're not like that. They're like,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
Mexicano. It's not
right.
mariachi. It's not.
Right.
conjunto. It's like their
Right.
cumbia, especially when it comes to cumbia, because cumbia is from uh, Colombia, right? Cumbia is from
Colombia, yeah.
Colombia, right? Vallenato,
Right.
right?
Colombia, yeah, that's where they
And
picked
then
off.
everyone has their own interpretation of
Right.
what, right?
Right.
Um, and there was a whole the cumbia kings, remember? Cumbia kings.
Oh yeah, they're from Texas, no?
Yeah, Texas and
Yeah.
Selena,
Yeah.
you
Yeah, her
know,
brother and
right, exactly. So it's
the
like
Corpus Christi, yeah.
it became very, commercial in a sense, and there's still a lot of people that don't know about
Mm-hmm.
good Latin music.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something about the rhythm that's undeniable,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's very
Oh yeah.
sacred, very sacred. I notice you got a lot of percussion instruments behind you, and it's because the drum comes from a sacred place, right? It comes from
Right.
the
Right.
beginning of time, right? It comes from the
That's
beginning,
true.
from the
Yeah.
motherland, right? From Africa,
Our
right?
motherland.
From
Africa.
Africa, yeah. So it's very,
Mm-hmm.
very spiritual in a sense, but it's more like very a human connection.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the human,
Absolutely.
and even if you don't recognize it, like even Oye Como Va, dun, 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 you're tapping your foot, dun, dun,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Because there's a connection. There's a
Mm.
what am I saying? Not a connection. An instinct. Is it an instinct? It's a human. Is
Yeah,
genuine. It's a genuine
genuine.
human
Yeah.
reaction to, I mean, because at first, if you've never heard it before, it sounds scary. Like what is that? Like you don't know what it is. It's either you're immediately attracted to it, or it's like you don't know and you're kind of standoffish about it. Like because it sounds so. Guess what's the word? Urban. It sounds so very urban, so
Right.
very. Um, I I guess it's very pure. If you
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
if it's watered down, even if it's watered down, and people say, oh, Spanish music, or
Mm-hmm.
flamenco music, they'll use these terms. And the reason I bring this up is because I think that's the struggle to make the connection. We play out in Orange County, that, and you have to make that connection to what doesn't offend somebody
Mm-hmm.
that is it's not used to hearing Latin music on a daily basis. It's more acceptable because a restaurant, it's not Mexican, it's not,
Right.
you know, Peruvian, it's not a specific thing. So you go in there and you let your guard down. So but if you're just, listening to it for the first time, it can be a lot, especially
Right.
if it's the real deal, you know.
Right. If you're not familiar with it, but I think that overall, the Latin music, which is a lot of varieties of different uh, styles within it, it's something that it it's very danceable. That's the thing about Latin music; it's very danceable. It's considered to be of the type of uh, musicalities, probably on top of one of the most danceable type. If you look at professional dancers, you know, Latin music has a very important place. Because you talk about the mambo, the cha-cha-cha, the merengue, the tango, I mean, there could be a dozen different styles of danceable, and it's all danceable music. Not too much to sit down and listen, although you can, but it's kind of music like if you try to sit down and listen, and your feet, like you were saying earlier, is going to start tapping, and your body's going to pick up, and you're going to start dancing.
Mhm.
It's just the nature. It's got a lot of spirit,
It,
as you said, in it.
You notice here, a lot of people associate Latin music with Spain.
Oh,
Like they think it. They'll go ole ole, right?
yeah.
They'll hear anything Latin,
Right,
right? And they'll go ole, or they'll go ay
right.
ay 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 ay.
Yeah.
Where does that
Uh-huh.
where does that come from?
Well, you know,
I mean, obviously
like,
knowledge and education. Okay, but besides that, but there's like an immediate response, and it's like a commercialism. There's like it's
yeah,
like Latin is like flamingo, not flamenco, right?
yeah, flamenco.
Right. It's
Yeah, yeah,
they say flamingo,
yeah, yeah.
like the bird.
But yeah, like the bird. But
Yeah.
you know, you can't pigeonhole Latinos or the Latin uh, sound because it's a Spanish speaking expression of life, as you were saying, a spirit of community, of love, of many things that express a lot of talk about your woman and, you know, issues with
Oh,
that or
right.
your
I'm sorry.
man.
Exactly. But
You know what I
now
mean?
that's a whole different thing. We're talking about the
Yeah,
rhythm. You
the
know,
rhythm.
the
But
rhythm,
and yeah,
the instant impact when you hear it and you feel it. You're like,
yeah, yeah,
gang,
yeah,
gang, 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 right? Like, whoa, what is it? You know, it's like
yeah,
that
exactly.
first impact that you feel.
Oh yeah. But you know, la rumba is something that's very alegre. See,
Why don't you
that's the thing about
play something, play
uh,
one style, play a style, let the listeners
yeah,
hear.
yeah. You know, for instance, you know, we were talking earlier. We're doing, you know, nice little cha cha cha, slow bolero. You know, but then you add guitars and you add, uh, you know, trumpets and you add, and that's the thing. Our music's got a lot of brass. You see, Latin music has a lot of brass. And then you talk about Spain, the gypsies love the rumba and with the flamenco. It's and in Spain too. That's a mixture of a lot of cultures there. You know, you have the African, you have the gypsies, and you have the European horn pieces into it, and
Yeah,
that's your expression. You know what I mean? So that I could see where people, yeah, you know, el grito y las manos y todo. Uh,
it's like festive, right?
it's festive. It's
Festival,
alegría, alegre. It's
alegre,
alegre,
right?
alegre. Música alegre para
Right.
celebrar la vida. You know,
That
it's
that's that's it. That's it.
that's
That's
the
why they
key.
have us. That's why they have us playing, so
Yeah,
people can
yeah,
have an immediate change of mood.
right. Exactly.
That's deep. That's deep, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't see you going to a party or an event and Latin music is being played. It's hard to see people just bored or, you know, sitting down.
Right.
It's not music that you can just sit down to. You got to get up and move. It moves you. That's what you were
It
talking.
moves you. Yeah,
It
exactly.
moves you. It's not like, you know, oh well, you know, I pick and choose which song you know I want to shake la colita with. No, it's like you start dun 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 dun
Uh,
dun 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 dun, and then it starts growing in you. Woo, you know.
right.
And of course, unas cervecitas, unos vinitos, you know, and you start
And
feeling, you feel it.
and boo, you got a couple kids.
Yeah. But it's great, you know, it's great. That's why we like it. You
Yeah,
know,
man. Salute to that.
salud. So it's wonderful, it's beautiful. And the guitarra, of course, came from Spain and that area.
Hmm.
I thought I heard the string instruments were also
Hmm.
instruments that were brought over to the Americas.
Hmm.
See the fusion, talk about the diaspora and then
Hmm.
the folks from Africa brought the
Right.
drums, and then you have the percussion,
What?
maracas, flautas.
Why do you have so many different drums?
Because I love drums, and they're all like my little children. These are most of them are African drums, the djembes and congas. I have timbales as well. Uh, I just, I, I like them. It's kind of like a kid goes to a candy shop. Look at them. Oh, I like that one. Let me try that one. How does that one sound? And I have more. This is just part of it. But I also teach classes and African related drum circles, and I have a cajon there from Peru.
Hmm.
Uh, each one has their own little instrument. A history, a guitar. I have. Oh boy, I got a
But
lot of stuff. I even have some in the bags in the back. Percussions,
so,
Weedles. Woo.
small percussions, yeah.
Yeah, little stuff, that.
So another thing we always get is that somebody wants to grab the shakers, and somebody wants to do that
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
They want to
Oh
just
yeah.
grab. They want to grab something. You ever notice that?
Oh yeah, they do
All the time, or they want to come up to
Yeah,
you and go, all right.
yeah, yeah. Oh
What
yeah,
is that? What is that? Is that like your child, like kind of like a child, your inner child
yeah,
coming out, and you want to bang, and you want to, right? I
yeah.
mean,
That's true.
most of the time they're ladies, right? Like, I mean, let's just,
Yeah, a lot of ladies
a lot of them are
enjoy that.
ladies.
But I found because I play bongos a lot. I found a lot of the surfers. They would play bongos on the beach after they're done surfing. They bring out the bongos and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they'd be partying. And I don't know. I think it's an instrument that grows on you and it talks to you. And I think when they see us playing, they want to mimic what we're doing. They want to be part of that.
You know what always gets me is that it doesn't take much.
No,
It
not,
doesn't
not
take much. You just play a little something, and then you
yeah,
fall in, and it doesn't take much.
no,
I mean,
no.
you can listen to some. See, that's why I always love playing with percussion because it doesn't take much
Mm-mm.
to add so much.
Right. Yeah, no,
You
yeah,
notice
it
that?
fills in really nice and it gives you a nice foundation for the sound.
Well, it
And
almost makes it. I mean, there have been times where I've done solo gigs, and you just disappear. You disappear into the
yeah,
crowd. You're playing in the corner, and it's all right. Hey, that's nice. And then people go about, and whatever.
right,
I'll take the check, and I'll leave.
right. Yeah,
I got no problem with that. But that's not what I'm.
exactly.
I mean,
No, that's not what
that's
it's
not what I
about. Yeah,
prefer. That's not what I prefer.
yeah,
You know, you have somebody there making, and they don't have to make a whole lot of noise, and that's what I've told friends of ours. You don't have to play, and I think this is goes with a lot of instrumentations, is that you don't have to play loud to be heard,
right. That's true.
right? You don't have to play loud. I mean, because the way you tune those, you can go ba, and it'd be like ba, and you're like somebody will go like, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You can tune those bongos real high, right? You're like,
yeah.
right,
High, low,
blah,
medium.
blah,
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
exactly. And it won't take much to
Exactly.
like make somebody's head turn.
Yeah, no, it penetrates your soul.
It penetrates, and sometimes you
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
how many times have people said, "Man, I heard you guys from down the street."
Oh yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
We're like, really? We're not playing that loud. We're just
Right,
kind of just,
right,
doing our
right.
thing. They're like, dude, we parked freaking way down there. We heard you guys from down the street, man. That's why
Oh yeah.
that's why we came in. We heard you guys while we're at the corner. We're like, dude, I hear the music. It travels.
Yeah, I had this lady. I was doing a drum circle, and she came like in the middle of the circle, and I said, "Oh, come on in." Oh, you sure? She says,
Sure, come on in.
"Yeah, it's okay." And then I said, "Well, how did you hear about us?" She said, "Well, I was shopping because we're in a mall setting, and she was going into the bus to go to her destination. She went up And then she heard the music and she stepped back down. And she went back up, and then she went back down, and she followed the sound into the area where we were playing. And I said, "Come on in," because I always let you come on in. Here's a drum. Let's go. She said she couldn't control herself. The rhythm, the vibration was drawing her to the music. Isn't that amazing?
Perro.
I mean, it wasn't anything else.
Was that your excuse? Is that how it went? Okay.
It was no, and I'm just talking about that particular.
We're gonna leave that version PG. Okay, PG.
We'll leave it again. PG. Yeah.
We'll leave it the way you say it. Okay.
Exactly.
I have herself.
She couldn't control. I have another case where a gentleman with 2 kids are in the group, and he says, "I said, where are you going?" He said, "That's it, man. That's enough." I go, "Well, what's the matter?" He goes, "Oh man, this stuff is pretty hocus pocus stuff." It's like he was saying it was, he was almost saying like it was
Santeria.
Santeria.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't know the difference, then
yeah. And I told him, well, there's not Santeria. I mean, they in many ways they mimic each other because they're drums and a lot of rhythms are very similar, but the use of the drum is a little different. Maybe the purpose of the end product.
What is that on your shirt?
Oh, this is my nephew. This is his band.
Prima Donna.
So he gave me this particular shirt, and I happen to be wearing it today.
You gotta get me one, bro.
You like it?
That's a kick drum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a kick drum.
Yeah, he's a drummer too. In fact, my nephew, my wife and I gave him a little drum when he was about 4 years old. A little trap set. Mm-hmm. He started getting into. Today he's a professional drummer. This group, they've traveled to all over the place, U.S., Europe. Mm-hmm. They do, more of the rock music, not so much Latin, but it doesn't matter. That's what they enjoy doing.
I was, I'm going to send you another clip right now.
Right.
Have you heard, I'm sure you have. Have you heard of the guitarist Al Di Meola?
Oh, yeah. He's very good.
I was looking at, I was just online. I love his stuff, man. And I'd never seen this. It's from the 80s. I think it's like late 80s. Mm-hmm. I could not believe the precision, the execution of his drummer and his percussionist, brother. This guy he was a white boy too. I don't know if he was white, but there's a lot of Latinos that are white. Okay, but he had blonde hair and light skin. Of course, there's a lot of Latinos with blue eyes, blonde hair, light skin. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna send it to you right now. Okay, look in your email. There it is.
Okay. We know Al. Al is really talented.
The percussionist, dude, had, you'll see it right now, dude. He had this. Man, it looked like he was surrounded. How can I say this? It was phenomenal. I don't know how to put it, man. The percussion this guy had, and the precision, this drummer, and I mean, they were so wild. They're so good. And they were so in tune to the dynamics. I mean, this isn't like salsa. This is like surgery, bro.
Yeah.
You can put it up on your speaker too. Did you get it?
Yeah. I got it right there. Al Di Meola, man, he's one of the top dogs in that.
Dude, he's
jazz feel, and he's got, of course,
listen to it for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Tell me when you see the percussionist.
Is that Neil Sean and the drummer?
Dude,
looks a little bit like him.
But these guys are so bad, dude. These guys are like, These guys are surgeons, bro. Do you see the percussionist?
Yeah, I see him.
You see
He's
all
got
the
all kinds of toys over there, huh? He's got like a full.
watch. Take a
Of,
listen. Take a listen. I'm gonna list in the description down below a link to this so you guys can see it online.
okay. They're tight, real tight. Good drummer, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, the percussionist there.
What is this?
Look,
What am I watching?
what do you mean in terms of the music that's coming out?
Look what's going on.
He's well, Al is a tremendous guitar player to begin with, and then so he's got. I'm sure a lot of these musicians are top of the line. They play with a lot of different groups, and he picks. They come to him when he's in concert. You know how that works. Look at this keyboard player, man. What he's got. He's playing three different keyboards there. And you're a guitarist, so you know Al's pretty good, really good.
I mean, they're not reading any music. I mean, it's so. I mean, this is next level, dude. This was what,
Yeah,
88 or something.
yeah. I remember him in those days.
But it's like
Yeah.
there's a lot going on. There's so much going on there.
Oh yeah. Deep, real deep. Yeah, he's one of those musicians that.
Why does a percussionist have such a big rack, dude?
Yeah, you see that occasionally with these bands. They got every percussion instrument you can imagine.
That drummer. How about
I
that
kind of
drummer, dude?
look at him. He's got everything as well too. I mean, all lined up. Look at how many cymbals he's got. He's got about 6, 7 cymbals.
What do we
These
listen?
guys. This is jazz. Supposed to be jazz, right? Al Di Meola played sort of. I guess it would be like fusion too. You know, fusion of jazz with Latin there. You could hear so you could hear a lot of different things here, man. And he's bad with the guitar and his keyboards.
Yeah, keep listening.
Huh?
Keep
Okay.
listening for a second.
All right. Al Di Meola, yeah, he's very famous. I remember him back when I was in college, man. It was hot. One of the top guys. He's like in his own category. He's on it, man.
Dude, so what is that, bro? What is he doing? Is that that's fusion? But is it Latin? Does it just have a Latin zest to it, or is it jazz? I mean, it's everything. But I guess my question is to you: is it Latin?
Well, you know, you can hear a little bit of it, but
Like a samba, like a
that's a
samba.
yeah, like a side. It has a little bit of. Look at that. He's playing cajon or something. It's that's why I think that's why they put a lot of stuff under jazz because it's it's hard to place in one place. So they if you put it in jazz,
But
it's
that,
instrumental.
dude, were those guys tight? Or were those guys tight, dude?
Oh yeah, they were on it, man. You know, Al, shoo, great, almost
Dude, he was
became a still
dude.
guitarist.
Everybody on that stage was as good as he is on. That drummer was as good as Al Di Meola is on his guitar.
Oh yeah, the drummer you
You
could
understand what I'm saying?
hear.
Each of those guys are as good as each other on their instrument.
Did you hear the double foot pedal? Well, this is his feet. He's playing with his feet, his hands. He's guys like that. Their dimension of playing is like multitudes, man. I've seen guys like you go, wow. You know, whereas maybe I could only play one instrument at a time. These guys may be playing 4 or 5 different percussion instruments at one time. It's amazing. I mean, it's just the talent that they're born with or cultivate. It's amazing, you know, and what they could do. And you're right; these guys were really tight,
But that dude,
really tight.
that percussion was okay. That percussionist guy, was he overdoing it? Because dude, it looked like freaking Guitar Center on that stage.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
No, it was massive,
oh
massive
yeah. They
amounts of
have.
percussion that he had on there. And no one person can play all that.
Actually, you know what? I've seen a couple guys. You wouldn't believe this. They had as much equipment and the things that they did. I was like, odd. I go, man, how can he do that? And on time, it was beautiful, but rare. It's rare. You know, you don't see a lot of people who can master, you know, 10, 15, 20, 25 percussion instruments all at once and make them sound so beautiful. It's rare to have that type of amplitude. It's good, you know. Al, look at Al. I mean, he's Dimiola. He's very unique as well. I
Right.
mean, all of them. You're right.
He's
They,
on the top of the food chain, of course. Yeah.
woo. And you know what? The difficult thing when you got that much equipment is, well, they got caddies and stuff. Is carrying that stuff around. It's just like I look at that and go, whoa. How do they get around with all that? But they got guys who come.
Yeah. I'm sending you the video of us at the Buffalo Wild Wings.
There you go.
Let me see. Did I ever send that to you?
I think I saw that. That was with the young lady that was singing.
Oh, well, check it out.
Yeah, that was good stuff you got there, my friend.
And then I want you to listen to a CD of ours, and then I think we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, there you go.
Because we can be here all night, man.
Whew.
Easily.
You're not kidding.
Go get
Oye,
another
¿cómo va?
go get another Modelo, and we'll be here another hour. There we go. Mira nomás.
Oye, Roberto Roena.
Mira, mano duro.
Yeah. Just having a good time, producing good music. It's like fine wine. I mean, how can you just sit down and listen to this? You got to get up there,
Well,
shake
look,
a tail feather.
that's what she's doing there. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's moving. It's grooving you. And look at Joaquin.
Nice.
Ah,
Ajá.
uh-huh.
Ajá. Ahí nada más.
Juégale.
Mano de, mano de cuero.
Mano de piedra. Mano de cuero.
Y nomás, mira nomás.
Ahí, papá. Just two guys. Look at all the
Look at all the noise.
wonderful.
All the noise we're making, dude. Look at that.
Oh, wow. Go back to Georgia, baby. Go back.
Georgia, huh? Never go back to Georgia.
Yeah, but you know, it just there's something about the music, you know. That's why we love it, and a lot of people love it.
It's true, man.
You know, we played over there at the Latin American Museum, right?
You remember that gig.
This guy comes,
You always
he comes
You remember that
after
gig.
we played. He goes, God, you guys were fantastic. Wow. I go, thank you very much. He goes, and he wasn't drunk. He says, you were the best. Percussionist in your group was the best I've heard. And I was flattered. Those things flatter you. But I think for that instant, that moment, we were great, brother. We're always very, very good. But that instant, we were like,
Wait,
wow,
what?
over the top, man.
Why do you have to say he wasn't drunk? Okay, why do you have to make the disclaimer?
No, because I think
Because
somebody might think,
you have to be drunk. You
well,
have to
you
be
know.
drunk to say that.
Well, he might say, well, you know, he don't know what he's saying. He just, you know, when you're drunk, you hear things that maybe don't exist. But this guy was sober. So it's good for a musician, I think, for me anyway, to hear that your audience enjoys what you're doing. Because that's why we work so hard, right, to prepare and do this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me anyway, I don't know, somebody else may not have that much impact. But I always remember that. And that was a good venue, man. That was, you know, on the stage there, that big stage over there in that place.
Yeah, that was some kind of was that like a political thing? I don't remember what it was for.
I think it was something like a Latin American celebration.
Uh-huh.
And you know, we were one of, you know, three bands or something for, you know, in that day. And we got in there, man.
I
We
don't
tore
remember,
it.
dude. I
Tore it
don't know
up,
if it
man.
was 2 or 3 bands. I don't know if it was a battle of the bands, bro.
No. You know who else was there? The young man, I can't remember. He played guitar too.
Ian.
Ian was kicking ass too. I'm sorry. Let me back up. It was tearing it up. You were tearing it up.
We were on fire.
There.
We were on it, huh? We were on it that day.
We did a bomb.
Who else was there?
It was great.
There was one other person.
Huh?
Was there one other person with us, or was it just a trio?
Was there some? I can't remember.
Was Gio there?
I think it was. No, it's just us three. But the sound was huge. I think a lot of it too has to depend on the sound system and the acoustics. And you had your electric guitar. We were on stage.
Yeah.
People were receptive. We got on there, man, and we just tuned it up. You know, it was great. It was one of
You know what?
very
I think we had been playing for a while
yeah
prior to that.
together. Yeah,
Together.
together. We played the Irvine. Remember, we were playing the Irvine up there.
I think we had, yeah, that's true, huh?
Yeah,
We had been playing together for some time. Um, you know, the yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And then after that, I want to say after that I started doing the drum machine thing. Just
right,
because,
right.
and I'll tell you why. Something happened, and you know this to be true.
Uh huh.
We start at some point in my career, people started saying we're too loud.
Mm,
Somewhere we went from giving it 110% every gig to, I guess that happens when you
right.
make
Bring it down.
when you're in different positions. I remember it was just like we never, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, bring the drum machine or bring it down and just, keep it, it was just it was like a
But
phenomenon.
I thought it was Joaquin also due to economics of these
That's true. That's true. That's true.
places.
That's right. That's right.
You
You're
know,
right. The
remember?
bands became smaller. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
got smaller, and then they weren't hiring 7-piece bands like what we. I remember when I started with you, that's what we had. We had drummers, basses, a rhythm, a lead. You know,
Saxophone or so, or flute.
saxophone. We have congas, timbales.
Yeah.
We had a nice sound, and it's nothing, as you know, as nice as having that particular full body. Once you get into the other stuff, it's still good, but it's not quite,
Not quite the
what we're
same.
talking about. Not
Yeah.
the same. And I miss that. I mean, I really love that, but that's what it is, man. There's still people doing that, but if you're an owner of a club or bar or something, it's cheaper to hire Joaquin solo or Joaquin Alejandro. That's it. Instead of a 7-piece band. Uh, well, they'll give you a flat price, but then you got to pay everybody, and it's not always going to be mathematically
Well, you,
uh,
you you bring a good
feasible.
point.
Yeah,
Sometimes in my videos, I talk about how it's different when you have a microphone in front of you
yeah,
as opposed to when you don't have a microphone in front of you. You play
right,
different, um, because you're hearing a lot of little things,
right,
and there's dynamics involved. There's especially when you record, you're heard. Your presence is much more heard. Um, and like okay, I'll give you a good example. Remember Temecula?
oh yeah,
Okay, Temecula,
oh man, oh yeah, baby,
dude.
I was
They,
caliente.
bro, they were lifting you up. You were crowd surfing, bro. They were lifting you up, dude. You were like, it was the smallest little winery, dude. But did we have them going?
Oh man, that the roof, we blew off the roof.
Dude, did we have
And
them going? Did we have them
yeah,
going?
oh yeah,
We
they
had a
they were. Oh man, they still talking about it, and that's 20 years later, man. Hey, what happened to you guys? Yeah, because my brother-in-law lives out there, and
dude.
them guys remember. They said, "Hey, Alejandro was kicking some,
Oh, dude.
what, man?" And Joaquin, those guys, they were just tearing it up because they
Dude,
hadn't seen anything quite
didn't somebody break their
like that in
leg?
that little
Didn't
town.
somebody break their leg that night? Something happened after or during. Somebody broke their leg or broke their foot. Do you remember that?
Well, I can't remember, man.
You don't remember
Break a
somebody
leg.
having?
That old saying, break a leg, huh?
No, no,
Somebody
no.
broke
Oh, something happened, bro. No,
really? Yeah, I don't remember.
not only that, you told me somebody got into the wrong taxi afterwards. I mean, this was a whole thing. It was strange,
Well,
bro.
yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
broke their leg, dude. Somebody broke their foot.
Somebody,
Somebody broke their leg.
somebody get,
Did your brother-in-law already have a broken leg?
yeah.
Did he?
I think his
Or
wife broke his leg when he
or
got
he
home.
broke his or he broke his no, no, no. Ask Maria. Ask Maria. Ask
Yeah,
ask her.
I tell you,
Somebody broke their leg and somebody got into the wrong cab.
yeah. Hey, I'm
Bro,
telling you, the heat was so intense with what was coming out of our music that it was like out of this world. It was great. I really enjoyed it. And then remember we had that young guy, that fellow who Puerto Rican young man from New York. He happened to be in the audience, and I could tell, man, that he had a lot of rhythm. And I said, I pointed and said, you want to play? He goes, yeah. So he came up and started playing the bongos, remember? Then I started getting
no,
on the,
no, I don't. I don't remember that.
you don't remember? Yeah, and then he added a lot of calidad
You know what?
to the music, man.
That
It was
makes sense
amazing.
because you picked up the mic at one point. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember you
yeah,
picked up
yeah,
the
yeah.
mic and
You
you
know,
started like rapping or something
yeah,
at one point.
yeah,
And
yeah.
what?
Because the guy I think must have been a pro because he was very good too. I mean, he was on. You know, guys like that can give you a lift too. I mean, I could tell he had IQ. You can tell that. Not some guy. These people sometimes come up and they want to play. Hey, hasta pa allá.
Hey,
You know.
I got a question for you.
Yeah,
Do you remember the 21st night of September?
yeah. That was Earth, Wind, and Fire, right?
Do you know why I
That's
say
what.
that?
What?
Do you know why I say
No,
that?
mm-mm.
What day is today?
The 21st, huh? I was thinking, is that where you're going?
And I said,
Wow.
something to remember.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
20.
man. You
There's
have a
something special about
something
the
special about
21st, huh?
hey, it's a season change, right? Is it that
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
it is,
It's
right?
the
Season change.
what is it? The autumn equinox. Winter's coming.
Oh, right, right, right. It's the
Right.
21st night of
Yeah.
September, man.
Autumn. Yeah, very special. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's a new moon too. So if you like moons, which I enjoy
Yeah.
the moons,
If you like
very
moons, man.
romantic, beautiful,
Yeah,
very
brother.
beautiful. Well, we're all part of the universe. So I mean, there's
Brother,
no
man,
mystery.
tonight
That was good, bro.
we just talked about Latin music, and the impact.
Yeah.
Just to recap, we did a little jam session. We talked about
Yeah.
Latin music as we know it today and the impact, the crossover hybrid. We talked about hybrid rumba, and we talked
Wow.
about the crossover from Americano. Uh, um,
Oh yeah.
and that goes way back, right? I mean, you're talking about like Cortez, right? I mean, it goes back, right? Spanish
Ooh.
blood, a lot of Spanish blood
Ooh.
is already here.
Right.
Let's not get into that, but it's been here, Southern California, right? This was all
Been here,
Mexico,
man.
right? So it's already the Latin music was already here.
It was already here, man.
We're just talking about, like you said, monetary
Yeah.
gain, right?
Monetary. Yeah.
Completely different,
Exactly.
commercial
Complete.
monetary.
Yeah. Commercialization of the music.
Hmm.
But you're right. I mean, all these little towns and communities, as you know, they all have accordionists, they have guitar players, drummers, dancers, folk dancers. The vestidos. Every
But
community has their own nice little shindig.
yeah,
It's beautiful.
yeah, man, and you have been a music lover for as long as you can remember, man. And
Oh yeah, I was
I
born,
just asked you a
man.
few questions, dude. I just asked you a few basic questions tonight. I mean,
Right.
we've been talking for 2 hours. I just It was just a
Is
few
that right? Wow, that
tip.
long?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's the tip of the iceberg, man. I just asked you a few questions about Latin music,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
you're a music connoisseur, right?
I'm a connoisseur. Yeah, I love music. I love, because I love to dance, and I enjoy using my voice. I enjoy playing the percussion. I played trumpet at one time when I was in high school, so I learned to read a little bit. So it's always music. And in Panama, where I'm from, Carnaval. That's where I recall hearing drums, a lot of drums. El tambor de la alegría is a song in Panama. That's a very key thematic song that's used in Carnaval and recorded in history. El tambor de la alegría. So that's the drum of happiness. So the drums, really, that's why you say very spiritual, because they were designed for that type of expression of celebration of life, the 21st of September.
Hey, Earth, Wind, and Fire, man. Yeah, dude.
There you go, brother.
Earth, Wind, and Fire always had percussion in the group, right? They always had percussion, right?
Oh yeah, good percussionists too. I mean, it's all, the whole sound is so beautiful. I mean, what they do, what they produce.
You have been to a lot of concerts, haven't you?
A few, yeah. I've been to a few, yeah.
No, I mean,
I've been to a lot of
concerts in general, or music shows.
Yeah, I try to catch a little bit of everything, and it's good to appreciate everybody's culture if you can. I mean, I listen to classical opera, a little bit country and western, jazz, love reggae, Caribbean music, African music. If you like to dance, man, some of it you kind of listen, but it's really soothing to the soul. It's who we are. We're all brothers and sisters, man.
You know what? It's amazing because so many people can be, closed-minded, closed off, and closed-minded, and you know it right away. You can sense it right away.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can. So, for example, like, you can't blame them either. You can't blame them. They're not you, right? They're not you.
Everybody's different.
You have the ability to adapt anywhere. You're a chameleon, right?
Yeah, I could blend pretty good. I mean, in terms of personality and being congenial with everybody.
Yeah.
Does it? And part of that could be maybe because of the exposure, my environment. We were inclined more towards internationalism when I grew up back home in Panama. It's like you were more geared towards being exposed to people from all over the world. If you talk about the canal and the transit in terms of goods and people, and the mixture of folks who were brought to build the canal and people that lived there, Native Americans, it's just, you're so exposed, just like you are. That's why I think you and I have an affinity towards each other and the music.
Yeah,
we've been able to share.
The first time I heard, actually, I'm not 100%, but the first time I heard Latin music, and I want to go a little further. I think, I don't know if it was like, it might have been like the Fania All-Star thing. I was born in 78. So like, but my mom was married to, and I told you, she was married to a Puerto Rican.
Oh yeah, man. That's right.
He was born in Puerto Rico, and his family immigrated to Michigan, Detroit. And they were young. They were real young, and they got married. So I remember being exposed. And you're right about that internationalism. You're right about that. Because if you're from various parts of Latin America, that's very common. Not so much like Mexicanos, not so much, but you're right about that, but I remember him being exposed real early to Latin music, and then later with my dad later on, but not directly, more like traditional music. but he had
Mhm.
Fania All Star albums and stuff. But
Well, yeah.
more like when he used to play with like Califas. Remember Califas?
Right. Remember that?
You
Yeah, I
remember
know
them
those guys.
with Marcos Loya,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All those guys,
right?
Mike and all those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to when I
Friends of
was
ours. Yeah.
yeah, when I was 15 and 16, sorry, 16, 17, 18, I used to roadie for Marcos. And
Wow.
he was playing at the Baked Potato, stuff like that a lot. I remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
And
Very
so
good.
I remember understand at a young age, I remember understanding the difference between like Mexicano music, which is,
Hmm.
which is my nationality, and salsa and Cuban,
Oh, yeah.
and like Celia Cruz and Guajiro,
Cubano. Oh,
you know.
yeah.
Like, for example,
Absolutely.
do you remember when the Buena Vista Social Club kind of hit again,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
When they
Oh, they hit.
that
Yeah.
was like 2000, year 2000 maybe,
Right.
right? They came back into the mainstream, you
Oh,
know,
absolutely. Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And
That was a good sound.
yeah, where I had Candela and Cuarto de
Right.
Tuca and Guajiro, right?
Right.
And
Oh, a bunch of hits.
I remember immediately connecting to that, like immediately. I gotta play.
Immediately.
I gotta play it now. Like we're next gig,
Yeah.
I'm playing this. I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember that happened. I remember I had that experience. And when you met me, remember I was playing "Vámonos Pal Monte."
Yeah.
Remember
Oh,
on the
yeah.
piano? Remember
85
that
minutes. Yeah.
when you
Oh, yeah.
first met me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And
yeah. That's
I remember
2002, I think it was.
I remember it was like
Hmm.
it was like a no man. I was eight. Like when I was at like 19. I was 18, probably like 1996.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in
Oh, that's how old
1996.
you were, 18?
When I was 18, it was about
Really?
1996.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a time flies, man.
And I remember that was the
Woo.
moment where like there was a big push, a big Latin,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
a big Latin push. Something just moved when I said pushed.
Uh-oh.
I said, man, I said a big Latin push and then something moved, man.
Oh, there
Uh,
you have it.
right. Do you
It was
remember that?
good.
And it was like Ricky Martin,
Oh,
Selena,
yeah.
the movie Selena came out. And I remember like putting two and two together. I remember my my early days of hearing that music and then being influenced by a lot of rock music,
Yeah.
grunge and
That's right.
Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and
All that stuff.
Jimi Hendrix,
Oh,
Led
yeah.
Zeppelin.
Woo.
I got a lot of my classic rock, and then when the Latin like Mark Anthony came out again, when that explosion happened, I remember immediately making a connection from that to my younger days, like boom, and I'm like, I'm going
Boom.
this way. And I
I'm
remember I made a decision, I'm going this way, and
Yeah.
I went that way up until that's funny because I after like when I was 19, I went to a music school. I went to a rock school. I went to a musician
Wow.
institute,
Really?
and it was real rockero. It was real rockero, and I remember being, having a real heavy rock influence. And then it's funny because I recently came back to that. I recently came back to these original
Right.
influences that I had on guitar. These monsters, Eric Johnson and Steve Vai, and
Oh, yeah.
technical oriented, you know.
Musicians, yeah.
But yeah, and then I've been. I want to say that I've been playing Latin music off and on since then, probably up until the COVID, and then the COVID hit, and then I kind of got back more into like guitar rock stuff.
Wow.
Eric Clapton, Cream, you know,
Oh, yeah.
just a lot of working my way back, and then I got back with the group. So I guess the point is that I have few years experience with it, but I guess what I'm saying is that it's never really out of fashion.
No.
It may come in and out, right? It may come in and out, of movies and TV and popular, you know, Pitbull. You'll see Pitbull with a bunch of love, and it's hot, and then it goes away. Then Shakira, you know, comes in, and then so it's always
Right.
there. You know, it's always been there. You know, and it's like it's always been there. That's my point. It's always been there, and
Right.
and sometimes it's new. It's brand new to someone. You know, sometimes you know,
Exactly.
and sometimes you'll listen to Santana or somebody, and then they start looking back. You know, at what is the original music. You know what I mean? Somebody or Shakira or Mark Anthony, or that they'll hear something, or Mana or whatever, they hear, and then they go back and they're like, oh, now I'm learning about. Nobody ever taught them, exactly. Nobody ever taught them or showed them who's who, you know, or what's what, or the different types of
sound.
sound.
Yeah, that was so good. No,
Yeah,
you come from a family of musicians, generations. So it's in your blood, your DNA, you know, in all of us. But you have, you know, risen to the call of, you
yeah,
know, bring your spirit and your sound to the
yeah.
world. You've done a great job. You guys some great guitar, and you're very technically minded. You have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
skills and experience. Awesome.
All right, brother.
Now,
Listen.
not everybody's going to, you know, be, you know, on top of the heap in that sense, but in
Yeah,
your heart, man, it's there,
yeah,
and
man.
people love it, and they feel it when you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out, man.
All right, brother. Listen, dude.
All right.
I'm gonna kill the switch, but don't leave. Don't leave.
Okay.
See you guys next time. Comment
All
below.
right, guys.
I'm gonna put Alejandro's phone number so you can call him directly.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
available tonight. He's not sleeping tonight, so if you want to call him, go ahead. It's 562. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.